Hasn't exactly been a banner week for the WWE, has it? Woo! And the week's not even over yet. Ooh. Ouchies. You've got a lot of fans pissed off about what happened at the Royal Rumble, what happened to Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble, what happened with Batista at the Royal Rumble. So, the WWE is getting all this publicity, and of course, people are naively assuming that that's bad publicity. No, the only bad publicity is no publicity at all. It's better to get so-called bad publicity than to have nobody talking about you. And the WWE has had plenty of chatter about their company and about their product and about certain individuals in the company this week. And that has only exploded in volume over the past 36 hours or so as word started to leak Wednesday morning, even into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, that CM Punk apparently left. He went home. He took his ball and he went home. And I know this is stunning news to a lot of people, and I know this is devastating news to a lot of people, and I understand that. And I understand that there are those of you that want to sit there and believe this to be one big, intricate bullshit work by the WWE, or they're going to come back and they're going to fool y'all. Oh my God, I find it very ironic that 2.5 years ago, I was trying to tell everybody that the Summer of Punk was one big, planned out, intricate work, and so many were wanting to believe desperately that this was a 100% shoot. Now, in 2014, I'm sitting here trying to convince everybody that this is a 100% shoot, and a lot of people want to believe that this is a work. And that in part comes from dealing with the professional wrestling business and being fans of professional wrestling and understand that everything you see is built on a lie, that the business is one big work. So sometimes you never know what is fact, what is fiction, when they are being truthful, when they are kayfabing you. It's hard to know. But rest assured, at this moment, CM Punk is gone from the WWE. Now, if the WWE tries to spin it and go into damage control mode, they may do that. Don't buy the bullshit. Think about it this way. If it was some big intricate work where they're going to have him gone for a couple months and this is going to be one big storyline, why the hell would somebody like CM Punk sign off on that on the road to the WWE's biggest pay-per-view of the year, and consequently, as a result, the pay-per-view that pays out the most every year in WrestleMania? Just really think about that for a second. That really makes absolutely no damn sense at all. At all. Now, from CM Punk's standpoint, and assuming this is 100% real, which I do, because again, you really think, based off of the WWE's recent history over the past few years of storytelling, that they would be capable of doing such great things? And even if they did, there's no work shoot elements to this at all. They didn't even mention it, follow up to it at all on the Raw after the Rumble. If it was some type of work, if it was some type of work shoot type thing, they would have followed up on it. They would have mentioned it in some damn way. No, the WWE got caught with their pants down anticipating that maybe this guy would be as good as gone in July when his contract is up, but they didn't expect it to happen right here, right now. They maybe thought he was at least going to make it through to WrestleMania, and then we go from there. It's not a big, intricate work. It's a shoot. It's legit. Accept it. CM Punk, as of right now, is no longer working for the WWE. Now, I can't blame CM Punk for a number of reasons. He's fatigued. It's a very tough schedule that the performers in the WWE work, especially when you get to the point of being a top guy like CM Punk. All the promotional appearances, the marketing appearances, the this, the that, and all these other things that you have to do outside of doing the live events and the Raw tapings, the SmackDown tapings, the pay-per-views, what have you. It could be a very demanding schedule. It might not be as physically and emotionally and mentally demanding as it was maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, but it's still a tough life. It's still a tough schedule. Yes, you understand that when you get into the business, that it is a very tough schedule, and that's part of the deal, but that doesn't make it any easier. You still have to deal with it. It's a reality. I mean, you're always traveling, and you're never seeing anything, but you're going everywhere. You get what I'm saying? You could tell, too, in the past several months that CM Punk started to seem a little disinterested. Not only was he fatigued physically and emotionally and mentally, but he just looked hurt. He just looked disinterested physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that. And that happens. This is a guy that's been doing this for over 15 years. At some point in time, it's going to wear on you. It's going to get old. That's how the business world works. And no matter how much professional wrestlers try to get on Twitter or try to go here or there and try to make their business that they love, and that's, God bless them for it, they make it seem like it's so much more important and so much different compared to anything else. No, assholes. People deal with this type of shit in the real world every day. Just because you're professional wrestlers doesn't make you any lower and doesn't make you any better. Understand this. People deal with this type of crap all the time. People work 2-3 jobs in order to feed their families and make ends meet. They sit there and they work through the fatigue, and they work through being hurt, and they work through being drained and all burnout and all this other crap. They do. Accept it. I also understand CM Punk's point about being upset, and make no mistake about it. It's not about other people. It's about CM Punk, and that's what it should be. It's a business where you're in there to make yourself as much money as you possibly can. I can't blame him for being pissed off with the creative direction for CM Punk. He's not pissed off so much just with the creative direction of the WWE. It all comes back to being pissed off with the creative direction of self, CM Punk. As he should be. As he should be. And especially knowing that going into WrestleMania 30, he's potentially being put in a program with God. How'd that work out the last time he was aligned with Triple H in a program in 2011? Not well. I completely understand why he would be upset about having to work with God at WrestleMania 30 so that way Triple H can make more money than him for working the damn show. I get that. I understand that. I also understand to a degree why he'd be pissed off about somebody like Batista being brought right back in on the Golden Chariot and being handed the Rumble victory, handed a title shot at WrestleMania, and probably being handed the belt at WrestleMania. I understand where he gets frustrated. Batista's not just a part-timer in this case. He's actually somebody coming back on a full-time basis or a relatively full-time basis. But I get what CM Punk is saying. I'm a guy that's been paying my dues. I'm a guy that's been doing this. I've been making these appearances. I've been doing this where this guy's been able to be away and rest and recuperate and do other things with his life for the past almost 4 years. And you're going to choose him over me. I get that and I understand that. Now, what's happened is a lot of fans are starting to sit here and solely blame the WWE for this and try to use this as a way to condemn the WWE and damn the WWE. And they talk about how shitty they feel the company has treated CM Punk. Let's snap into reality here for just a little second. What has the WWE done for CM Punk? They have made him a top guy. They have made him the number 2 babyface in their company behind John Cena. It's about as high as you're going to ascend as a non-member of the Breakfast Club. Period. Understand this. He ascended to heights that very few people in that company get to do. Number 2 babyface. And even for a small, slight period of time, the number 1 babyface instead of John Cena. So they treated him very well. They paid him a lot of money. They brought in some big-time names and had some big-time names work programs with him, such as John Cena, such as The Rock, such as Undertaker, such as Brock Lesnar, such as Chris Jericho. He's worked with some big-time names and some big-time people and some big-time spots and some big-time shows. They have paid him, again, a lot of money. They made him a 434-day WWE champion, one of the 10 longest reigns in the company's history. And after WrestleMania 29, when people were hearing and reporting that CM Punk was tired, he was fatigued, and he needed a break, the WWE, after he wrestled Taker at WrestleMania 29, something that Cena still hasn't freaking done, wrestled Taker at Mania, they gave CM Punk some time off so he could rest and recuperate. So I dispute this whole notion that the WWE has treated him poorly. Has he had a perfect relationship with him? No. Have they at times done a lot to fuck with CM Punk? Absolutely. But have they treated him by and large terrible? No. And it's about time people wake up and realize that. Here are some of the truths about CM Punk. CM Punk is a hypocrite and full of shit. Do not mistake that. That whole crap about being the voice of the voiceless and wanting to be that instrument of change and all this other crap, it's a work. It was a work to do what? Do what it was designed to do. Get him more over so that way he could do what? Get bigger, more important spots, be featured more, and oh my God, sell more merch and make more money. CM Punk did his job. The whole premise of the CM Punk character is hypocritical. He's supposed to be straight edge, yet he drinks coffee all the damn time. Caffeinated to that. Well, caffeine's a freaking stimulant and drug, a-hole. I mean, really think about this for a second. He's the voice of the voiceless. He's supposed to be this great big instrument or agent of change. The only thing CM Punk was interested in was changing his fortunes and changing his position in the company. And once he started to be featured truly as the top guy that I feel, honestly, that he deserved to be, you notice all that talk about change and all of this, all that bullshit kicked rocks. Oh, some of you believe, well, he was pissed off because the younger generation and they weren't getting pushed and Daniel Bryan wasn't getting the main event. Look, CM Punk could sit there and say all types of things that endear him to people and things he might to one degree believe and things that he may want to believe himself to think should be true. But ultimately, in the professional wrestling business, it is first and foremost, what people forget a lot of times, well, people in the business and fans, a business. And the most important thing is yourself and how much money you make and your own job security. Don't ever get that twisted. If CM Punk was such a great voice of the voiceless and he was such a great instrument of change, how come he didn't bring more change to the WWE? And how come he decided to take his ball and go home? Because he was pissed off that other people were getting more money than him and were going to work more important matches at WrestleMania 30 than he was. He feels, and understandably so, that he should have main evented a WrestleMania by now. He should have. But don't sit there and try and tell me, oh, he's mad because Daniel Bryan doesn't give a spot. Well, at the end of the day, they might be friends. He might love Daniel Bryan. He might respect the hell out of Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan got the main event spot, he might sit there and say, well, I can respect that. But deep down inside, like anybody else in that position, it'd be like, no, you know what? Fuck him. I want that spot. I want that prestige. I want that money that goes along with that spot. We have to, as wrestling fans, stop being so damn naive all the time and being caught up in this wrestling fan bubble of, wanting to believe all this bullshit and being so removed from reality. It is ridiculous. It truly is. I mean, here are the facts. CM Punk cares about CM Punk and nobody else. And that's fine. It's what he should do. He's a businessman. But he shouldn't begrudge somebody like Dave Bautista, who left for almost 4 years and understands better how to make himself a more important commodity to the WWE, and as a result has more negotiating leverage when it comes to making a contract, has more power, and then has more of the threat of ability of, I don't have to come back. I'm doing just fine without it. So Batista gets a Rumble victory. He gets a Mania title match. Phillip Brooks shouldn't be pissed about that. He should be pissed at himself for not creating that same type of freaking leverage. He wants to sit there and talk about, well, I'm mad about not being in the main event at WrestleMania 30 or never having a WrestleMania main event. I'm mad about working with God. Well, you know what? Too fucking bad. Sometimes you have to deal with it. That's how it goes. You're not going to main event every single WrestleMania unless you're somebody like a Hulk Hogan or a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a John Cena. It's just not going to happen. And this whole thing, apparently, and a lot of fans don't understand how the WWE really works, and as a result, a lot of the wrestlers apparently don't, and CM Punk apparently appears to be one of them. Time after time after time, and video after video after video, now year after year after year, I have tried to instruct so many of you to change what you think is reality to understand what reality really is. And that reality is that the Breakfast Club rules bitches in the WWE. It is about Triple H. It is about John Cena. It is about Randy Orton. It is about Sheamus. It is now also about Dave Bautista. That's who it's about. Because those are the safe commodities, especially in the case of Triple H and Orton and Cena. Vince and the WWE understand that these guys are safe because they do a certain amount, generate a certain amount of revenue, and they don't have to worry about them picking up their shit, taking their ball, and going home like, a CM Punk. Did Punk and Punk fans ever think that maybe part of the reason that the WWE never went all the way with this guy was because they didn't feel like they could trust him? They didn't feel like they could put the weight of the company on his back? I mean, let's face it, CM Punk at times comes across as a very whiny bitch. And again, a lot of the things that goes on in the WWE, I understand it. You know, it's funny. I could say something and people dismiss it and think it's stupid, but CM Punk could say the same fucking thing, and it's genius and it's gold. What's the difference? Oh, because he's in the business. Oh, if I said it first, or if I said it, the content of what I said is no different than the content of what he said, then that would either make us both right or both wrong, wouldn't it? When he talks about hot-shotting angles and no long-term vision in booking. How long have I been talking about that shit? Really, seriously. When you look at CM Punk, you know what I don't like about this shit is that if CM Punk doesn't want to be there, fine. Don't be there. Stop being a crybaby bitch. Go home. You've earned that right because you have been a good businessman over the years to a degree. You have made yourself a lot of money. You haven't spent your fortune. You've saved up a lot of money. You've allowed yourself the luxury that a lot of other individuals don't, which is the ability to, when they get tired, they can just go away. And that's what he's done. And I commend him for that to a degree. However, I do call out CM Punk on this. You sat there and you talk about these part-timers coming in and be given the spots, clearly not understanding all the aspects of the business that don't pertain to CM Punk, not understanding that that is good for the short-term business, which is what the WWE is concerned with as a publicly traded entity. You sit there and bitch about this, and then they leave. And then you talk about people walking out on the company or people giving up, and you don't respect that. But here you are, who at times has sat there and talked about, I can't believe they don't push Daniel Bryan. Can't believe they don't push this guy, or this guy deserves a shot, or that guy deserves a shot. You sit there, pick up your ball, and you go home and don't put any fucking buddy over on your way out, and you renege on your agreement and your commitment and your obligation. You were under contract through July. You could have sat there and said, you know what, Vince, maybe after Mania, maybe it's time to wind me down for a little while. Use me a little more sparingly if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to go away and I need some time to get away. But why don't you put me in a program with Daniel Bryan and I'll put him over like $1 million? Or work me with Roman Reigns, I'll put him over like $1 million. Or an Antonio Cesaro or a Dolph Ziggler or whoever the fuck, it doesn't matter. Or Kofi Kingston, I don't care. CM Punk exposed himself to be what a lot of you should have understood and seen a long time ago. A selfish hypocrite in it only for himself. And I applaud him for that. Because that's what you need to be in professional wrestling. You have to be about yourself first and foremost. You have to be, ready to work anybody and everybody at a moment's notice. You have to be. And you have to be about yourself and about making money and about protecting your spot. These are all lessons you should learn from the Breakfast Club. But I can't believe how naive CM Punk or anybody else is to think that the WWE is going to change the way that they conduct their business and the way that they fundamentally structure their business and have for umpteen dozen damn years. What, because you get 20,000 people doing a yes chant here? It's not equating to merch sales. It's not equating to television ratings. Or if you're a guy like CM Punk, knowing that you're constantly whining and bitching about this and that, and you're always threatening to go home and talking about this and that, you really think the company's going to put all their eggs in your basket? The bottom line is CM Punk learned the lesson that I have tried to teach a lot of you over the past 3+ years, is that in the WWE, when it comes to that company, there is the way that fans think and believe things should be run, and then there is the WWE way where they feel and think a different way about how things should be done. And at the end of the day, who do you think is really going to win? Don't be so damn stupid about this. The WWE is. You've been booing John Cena for 9 fucking years, and 9 years later, he's still in the main event, and he is still their top babyface hero in the fucking company. But you think CM Punk or Daniel Bryan's going to change that? Daniel Bryan or CM Punk thinks they're going to change that? And you expect me to believe that this is some big, intricate freaking work? Get the hell out of here. CM Punk has picked up his ball, and he went home. I'm glad that he's doing whatever he wants to do, and I wish him the best, and hopefully someday we see him back in the WWE. But frankly, I did lose quite a bit of respect for him. Not from the standpoint of I feel like he's selfish and a hypocrite, because I knew that all along. And I don't begrudge the man for that. I applaud him for that. I begrudge him for being disrespectful to the business and not putting anybody over on the way out, not helping anybody else on the way out, where other people helped him and other people put him over on their way out. See Jeff Hardy in 2009. It's amazing when you're asked to do that favor in return, you don't want to do it. That's selfish. And then you did, disappoint a lot of people, and you did walk out on a lot of people, and you did affect a company that has spent a lot of time and money on you, making you a star, and has given you the moon, given you a lot. Just because you thought you belonged here, maybe you did, but maybe you didn't. So for all of you that are upset and frustrated about CM Punk leaving the WWE and what the WWE's been doing lately, and you're not sure what's going to happen going forward, accept the fact that how you think maybe things should be done aren't the way that the WWE thinks business should be done. And after so many years, I don't understand how wrestling fans and wrestlers in the fucking business and in that damn company don't get it. Who are the marks here? People like me or people like CM Punk? Think about that. Well, maybe it is you guys, because you actually thought that he cared about you, and you thought he was going to be that great agent of change, and you thought he was going to be that voice of the voiceless, and you thought he really did care about the WWE not putting over Daniel Bryan, and he thought they should. No, he cared about himself. He cared about his pocketbook. He cared about his spot like he should. He didn't want to sit there and work with God at WrestleMania 30. He knows that he had a chance of losing in that freaking feud. Like I said, how'd that go for him the last time? He understands how Triple H does business. Triple H does business the Triple H way, not the CM Punk way. So CM Punk ultimately, somehow, some way, is going to come out on the short end of the stick. I can't blame him for leaving. But I hate the way he did it. I thought it was a huge slap in the face to us as wrestling fans. And I also feel like, even more importantly, it was a huge slap in the face to the boys in the locker room. I don't see how CM Punk could ever come back and sit there and expect to be given a top spot. And nor should he expect to ever receive a top spot. Why would I ever count on you when you're just as likely to not have something you like and basically, to me, be a crybaby bitch, pick up your ball, and go home? Newsflash to any professional wrestler that doesn't understand this. You chose your profession. You have the ability to do something in most cases that you wanted to do your entire life that a lot of us in the real world don't get that same luxury to do. Understand also that a lot of us in the real world and not on planet professional wrestling deal with this type of shit all the time. We get fatigued, we get worn down, we get physically, mentally, emotionally drained by our jobs. We work 6-7 days a fucking week. We work all types of damn hours. We don't get respected by our bosses. We sit there and watch as we pay our dues for months and years in a certain position, only to have some freaking hot-shotted college graduate be given a management position without ever working a fucking job over us because they got a college degree. It's how it works in the real world, dumbasses. It's about time the people in the professional wrestling business stopped acting like the dumb damn marks and started acting like they were smart as they think they are. Because clearly they need to be smartened up. And CM Punk, to me, is just another example of that. You really thought that you were going to reign supreme. You really thought you were ever going to get to the absolute pinnacle and peak of that mountaintop when the Breakfast Club runs the show and the WWE has done so for years and will continue to do so for years. My God. And I'm a mark.